youngster. I made a mistake. Got hit. Dropped.
The king still reigns supreme.
It's 1-1. I want to fight Rico again.
The boss right now. You know, I'm the king of the jungle. And if he wants it, try and come and get it, baby.
I'm the Goliath, man. I know I can do this.
Hello and good evening and welcome to the Netherlands, the home, the mecca of kickboxing. My name is Todd Grisham. As we count down the hours, we're about 24 hours away from Glory's Collision 3 live exclusively on pay-per-view at gloryfights.com. That'll be taking place in Arnhem, the Netherlands, about a 45-minute drive away from here at the GelreDome, or as they say here in Netherlands, the GelreDome. There was an upset last night in that very stadium. Vitesse Football Club beat Tottenham Hotspur. Will we see another one tomorrow night as Jamal Ben Saddik, the #1 ranked heavyweight in the world, tries to knock off Rico Verhoeven, who attempts to defend his heavyweight title for a record 10th time. Things get kicked off with Glory 79, absolutely free on Glory's Facebook page as well as gloryfights.com. And following that, it is our pay-per-view Glory Collision 3, 6 fights including 3 from the heavyweight division. 6 heavyweights in all, some of the best on the planet, and we're going to talk to them right now. First, ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome from Croatia, one of the fast up-and-coming rising stars in the heavyweight division. He is 19-4 with 13 knockouts, Antonio Plazibat. And his opponent, coming off a fantastic victory, a knockout win over Badr Hari, the #2 ranked heavyweight in the world, fighting out of Romania, 35-6, 20 knockouts, Mr. Gentleman, Benjamin Adegbuyi. And now to our co-main event. And speaking of upsets, this man hopes to shock the kickboxing world. Fighting out of the United Kingdom, it's the biggest fight of his life. He is 46-5, 28 knockouts. He has never been knocked out himself, Mr. James McSweeney. And we are extremely excited to welcome his opponent back to the Glory fold. One of the best kickboxers to ever do it, ladies and gentlemen. Fighting out of Turkey with an outstanding record, 101 wins, 14 losses, 65 wins by knockout. The one, the only, Gokhan Saki. I'm going to ask the fighters a couple of questions, and then we will open it up to the media here today, and we'll start at the far end to my right. Antonio Plazibat, welcome. You are obviously the underdog against one of the best heavyweights Glory has to offer. What can we expect to see from you tomorrow night in Arnhem?
Crazy fight. I don't look to win on points, and I don't look to go easy. 3 rounds, doesn't matter what happened, I give my all. And don't care about anything else.
So you're predicting that you will knock Benjamin Adegbuyi out?
It's what I want to do, of course. I don't want to fight him for 3 rounds. I want to knock him the first second, and that's what I'm going to try to do.
He had a famous quote the other day. I'm sure you heard it. We asked him how hard he was training. He said, I'm only training for a 1-round fight because that's as long as it's going to take me to knock you out. How does that sit with you, Mr. Adegbuyi?
Yeah, I heard this a lot of times, and it didn't happen. So I'm pretty sure this time don't happen the same thing.
You've won 7 out of your last 8 fights, coming off a fantastic win over Badr Hari. How do you feel right now in your career? Are you in your absolute prime?
I think so, because I started kickboxing very late. I'm only kickboxing for 10 or 11 years, so I think I still have a lot of things to prove. I'm now in one of my best shape of my life, so you will see it.
And what do you think about Antonio? I'm sure you've seen his fights.
Yeah, I've seen his fight. I always told that he's a coming strong guy. He's coming from down. I'm Mr. Gentleman. I always respect my opponents. but we are all different levels. But
All right, thank you, Benjamin. And now, Mr. James McSweeney, welcome to Glory. How did you feel when they said, hey, you're going to be fighting Gokhan Saki? So what do you have to do to beat the legend? The Rebel is back, ladies and gentlemen. Gokhan Saki, we're so excited to have you here. First of all, your thoughts on being back in the sport you've loved for so long, kickboxing.
Hello, everybody. I'm happy to be back after 5-6 years. I didn't fight for kickboxing, and I did some MMA for 2-3 years. I had a lot of injuries in MMA, and I come back to kickboxing. I'm very excited. Something, there is a fire again in my life. And Mike called me 2 weeks ago. He asked me if I want to fight, and I was directly like, yes, why not? We was planning to fight next year, February, but big surprise.
So speaking of surprises, what can the fans expect to see from you tomorrow night?
Fireworks, 100%. I hope you fight the way you talk shit, my friend. Then we can give some firework. Yeah, we see. What have you seen in 5 years? You see. We talk tomorrow. You're not talking about 10 years ago. You're talking about the last 3 fights you had. This will talk. This will talk. This will talk.
Gokhan, you've known him for a long time as well. I know you're not best friends or anything, but what kind of fight do you think he's going to bring to you?
We'll see that tomorrow. He's talking shit on in social media. Like I say, he say he's gonna knock me out. Come bring the fight tomorrow. We give some firework and we see. We see. Yeah, okay. You're talking shit. You're talking shit, my friend. Stay behind your words.
Listen, my friend, listen, let me tell you something. A guy who has such a low self-esteem like you doesn't beat a guy like me. 100% you're so insecure. I guarantee you.
See you tomorrow,
you get
my
upset,
friend.
you have a temper, but you cannot back it up.
See you tomorrow.
So you only needed a 2-week camp to fight James McSweeney?
Sorry?
You said you got 2 weeks' notice. That's all you need to beat someone like James McSweeney?
Exactly like this. Not more.
All right. We shall see. And now we'd like to open it up to questions from the media. All that we ask is if you could please, if you want to ask in Dutch, that you translate it in English. We are out to a worldwide audience right now. And I'm not sure I know who you are. Remy, Mr. Bonkapski? Is that? Like that. Oh, no, it's Remy Bonyaski, everybody who's in the house. He's going to ask us the first question.
Als eerst in het Engels natuurlijk, of in Nederland. Saki, je bent natuurlijk gevochten vroeger. Je bent een topper in de game. In welk niveau zie jij McSweeney? I'm going to try to translate it. Saki, we of course fought before. You're my K1 brother. In what level do you see McSweeney?
See, it's a fight, and it's a heavyweight fight. Everything can happen, but on papers, I give him not higher than a 5. That's it. Not more.
That's not really high. And McSweeney, how do you see Saki?
10
If
plus.
You ask, yes, but like we said, Saki's not so intelligent.
He's a big fan of me.
He cannot do math.
I know that.
The simple math he cannot do. He can't count to 10 without taking his shoes and socks off. So what I'm saying is, the fact is, if you asked me about Saki 7, 8 years ago, I would have told you he's a pound for pound the best kickboxer in the world. Even after he lost to Rico, I would have said he was a pound for pound. But the problem is that what happens to fighters is the worst thing in the world. When they get so successful, they start to believe their own hype. And that's what he did.
You don't know that feeling. He never was successful. How you can talk about it?
This is a guy. It's okay. It's okay. I know my flaws.
You
I've
cannot
looked at
talk
my
about
flaws.
this,
I know my victories. I know my losses. I know what caused them. But I've looked at myself. I'm very secure in myself. This is a guy that's 38, 40 years old, wearing sunglasses inside. He don't recognize me, but please recognize me. He's in nightclubs trying to get people to blow smoke up his ass. He needs that. I'm 40 years old. I'm at home with my family, my daughter. All I care about is my family think I'm good. That's all I care about. I don't need you guys to sit
Don't
up
take
here
me wrong,
and tell me how great he is.
I respect-
Show me one video on social media. It isn't 8 years old.
Listen, I respect you as a fighter.
No, you
take
don't.
me
You just
wrong.
said I'm 5.
I just tell the truth.
Okay, that's good. You respect
That's
it as 5. That's your
You
truth.
know, I just
But let
tell
me
the
tell you
truth.
my truth.
You talk
You're
about
a guy that
things you
needs
cannot
people to
talk
blow
about.
smoke. Not one of you guys here ask him a real question yet. Ask him why he's lost in the last 5, 6 years.
Well,
Ask him a
Saki,
real
why
question.
did you answer the question?
Ignore me.
He turned his back on Glory. He took the shirt off, put the UFC shirt on. He acted
Now
like
I'm back.
Fuck Glory.
Now I'm
put the
back.
shirt on. Now he take
Now
the UFC
I'm back.
shirt off after
That's
he got
not your
killed.
problem.
And then he looking for another T-shirt. Someone help me with a
Hey,
T-shirt.
That's not your problem.
That's what you did.
You fight here because Alistair make you fight here. Otherwise, you will never get a fight.
Because I brought you here.
Shut up, man.
You're only here because I'm here. You wouldn't even be here right now if it wasn't for me. You're going to get paid because of me. You should be shaking my hand.
Whoa.
Next question.
Okay.
Next question needs it.
Uz. Saki, are you ready? Because you
No.
got 2-week notice. Are you?
I am ready.
Are you ready to fight any sparring partner in your gym?
Again?
Are you ready to fight on a Glory card any sparring partner that you're training with?
I am. I'm born ready. I fight everybody. I
You will
never
fight
back down
anyone,
from-
even the guys that
Yes.
you're sparring with.
Why didn't you have that attitude in the UFC?
will.
Why did you refuse 9 fights in a row in the UFC?
Sorry?
Why did you refuse so many fights in the UFC? If you fight anybody now, when you was in the UFC, why did you refuse so many
I
fights?
never back down a fight in the UFC. I had injuries.
Don't
my
make me
friend.
out you. I've got very close
Never.
friends in the matchmaking UFC. I could out you right now. Don't be daft. You
I
refused 4 fights.
never, I never back down.
Yes, you did.
Believe me.
Yes, you did. You had to. They forced you to fight Roundtree, and after
You
he
asked
dropped
Dana
you,
White, he's a friend
after
of
he
you.
dropped you, they let you go because you refused so many
you
fights.
told Dana White is a friend
Listen,
of
tell
you.
the people what you want to
Then
tell them,
ask
but me
him.
and you know the truth.
Shut up, man.
Yeah.
You
I
need to
out
be happy
again.
you sit here, my
See what I'm
friend.
saying? This is why you're fake. This is why you're fake, because you're not honest with yourself.
I show you tomorrow. Who's
Yeah,
a
you
friend.
show me tomorrow. I can't
You
wait.
fucking run away every fight you fight.
Yes, we'll see.
Only fight backwards, my friend.
Yeah,
Come
yeah,
fight
because
tomorrow.
you can't fight backwards.
I
That's
show
why.
you.
You can only fight one way. That's it. Left, 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 left.
Next question, Mr.
That's
Adegbuyi.
gonna make you confused. Left, left, left.
Yeah,
left.
yeah, yeah.
Like you are now.
We'll see.
Mr. Adegbuyi, Mr. Adegbuyi. How are you gonna fight against Plazibat? I mean, you're strong. You of course had a lot of fights. You're not only a strong fighter, but you're, in my opinion, intelligent fighter. How are you going to work on Plazibat to knock him out?
First of all, I'm not searching always for the knockout. The knockout comes when you're good prepared. He's a good kickboxer. He's an ABC kickboxer. I will just fight like I fight always. And I did this every time I fight. I don't do nothing special. I just train hard, do the best I can, and you know, at the end of the day, or they go down or I win on points, doesn't matter to me.
And Mr. Plazibat, how are you going to fight against Mr. Adegbuyi? Because you're known for the hard fights, the hard strong punches, hard kicks. Is there any difference that we're going to see?
For him to beat me, he need to be ready to die in the ring, and I don't think he is, because Jafar just walked forward and he made problems with him. Like what Jamal beat him with one head, and now I have Jamal sparring every week since he came here, so I'm pretty confident. Anything can happen. It's heavyweight. He's a big guy. He's not a small kid. He has a lot of experience, but I think I have his number, and I don't think he does good everything, but nothing special, you know? Like you said, he does the kicks good, box good, knees good, moves good, but it's nothing special. That's why he's not the champion. If he had one thing special, he would beat Rico, but he cannot, and I think you agree with me by the way you look at me. Yeah.
Thank you, Remy. Thank you, Remy. All right, next question. Mark Schaff. Go ahead. Microphone to him. Right there. If you could give him the microphone for questions. Go ahead, Mark.
Well, I have a question to Gokhan, to Saki, yes. Is it possible to change from MMA to kickboxing so quick for you? Do you feel like the old Saki again, or do you feel more experienced than before?
No, I always used to train my stand-up, and on the old school way, and we learned some new stand-up because with MMA is the distance different, and I was training for a long time. Again, kickboxing normal, so this is my game. This is not MMA. You go in the cage and you have to think they're gonna take you down when you come close, and this is kickboxing. This is my thing.
Does it feel like coming home for you?
Of course. What do you think yourself?
Yeah, I can imagine. Is your fighting skill the same like before? Are we going to see the old Saki again?
I had everything already, and I still have it. So I believe I'm technical. He asked me some questions.
I understand to you. If you fought in Dubai, right? Why didn't you have it in Dubai? Where was it? You were just hiding it in Dubai?
I still have the same technique. I only have more power, I think. And this is what I'm going to show you guys tomorrow.
All right, awesome. Thanks.
All right, who else has a question? If you put your hand up, she'll come around with the microphone. If you could tell us what publication you're with as well, please, and your name.
Vechtsport Info, Ron. I have a question for Antonio. You will be fighting Benny. Benny is training with Rico a lot. Yeah. Is your aim to fight Rico one day?
Well, yes, of course. When Jamal beats Rico tomorrow, Glory can give him to me right after. So I'm good. I will say no to any fight. Benny was offered all the fighters. Everybody said no, so I took it, of course. I'm not scared of him or Rico or anybody. Just keep them coming.
Benny, you had to adjust to another fight. Did that bring a different routine in training, or are you just like Rico, always prepared to fight anyone, everywhere?
Yeah, we prepare to fight anybody. You know, I never refused to fight in my life. And so when the changes come, I said, okay, we fight anybody. We just move some things in the game plan, and that's it. You know, when you're ready to fight, you can fight anybody. It doesn't matter, Plazibat or Jamal. It doesn't matter.
Okay, thanks. Gokhan Saki, you're back. You promised a lot of fireworks against James McSweeney. There is some animosity between you guys. Does that something with you because James is interrupting you all the time, or do you think tomorrow it's going to be the showtime?
It's just a motivation. The feeling is back. I don't have hate to James. I'm just excited. That's it.
Okay. James, for you, the first fight in Glory, you were training with Alistair. Mm-hmm. Did you prepare? You prepared him for the fight. Did you train in a certain way to fight against Gokhan?
Well, we started camp very early because we knew we were going to fight for Glory on this card. I didn't know the opponent, obviously, which Alistair did. But we spent maybe 6 weeks at my gym in Dallas, in Texas, and then we spent the last 2 months in high altitude in Denver, Colorado. So I lived up there at 10,000 feet above sea level. I trained at 8,000 feet. We had a gym up there. We did swimming up there. We did everything at high altitude. We stayed there the whole time. And yeah, that's why, of course, I was originally to fight Plazibat, which was a very strong opponent. So I was preparing very hard. And when they changed the opponent because of what happened, then it wasn't even a question of yes, no, whatever. It's just, of course, because to be honest, I know I prepared so well, and I'm in the best condition of my life. My recovery is fantastic. So it didn't really matter the opponent. I was just prepared to fight. So, of course, the last few weeks is always going to be game planning anyway. So we just built a new game plan for Saki, and we move forward.
Okay, thanks. Thanks, guys.
We'll do one more question. Some hands over here. Again, please state your name and what publication you are with.
Hi, my name is Giovanni Chin, and I'm not really with any publication. My first question is for Benny. You're ranked number 2 right now, and we just heard that Rico has re-signed his contract. So let's say you win this fight and you're number 1 contender. And would you think about fighting Rico once?
Yeah, man, every time they ask me the same question, but I'm now focusing on Plazibat, and after the fight, you know, every time Glory comes with an offer, I never refused it. So when they will say I need to fight Rico, we both team, we friends, we're gonna speak, and I will fight.
Right.
It's very simple. I want the belt. It's easy. Every fighter wants to be the best in the world, to want to be the champion. So.
Okay. So one question. Can I ask another one?
One more.
Okay, thanks. So this one is for Gokhan, and it's been a while since you fought in kickboxing. And what is the difference between the Gokhan Saki in 2014 and the Gokhan Saki right now?
Just the age number. Couple years older, that's it.
All right, that's it. Thanks.
All right, how about a round of applause for these 4 heavyweights, everyone? Thank you, guys. Please step up. And there is, of course, one more heavyweight fight to talk about. As we get set to introduce the 2 athletes squaring off in our main event tomorrow night, live and exclusively on pay-per-view, GLORYFights.com from the GelreDome in Arnhem, the Netherlands. Please welcome to the stage first. He is the challenger with a record of 35-7, with 28 wins coming by way of knockout. He's the number 1 heavyweight contender in the world today as he tries to beat Rico Verhoeven again, as they are now tied 1-1 as they enter the 3rd fight of their trilogy. Welcome to the stage, the man nicknamed the Goliath, Jamal Ben Saddik. And of course now, the champion, defending his Glory title for a record 10th time. He brings in a professional record, 58 wins, only 10 losses, 18 wins coming by way of knockout. He is the king of kickboxing from the Netherlands, Rico Verhoeven. I will open the questions, and then we'll allow media to jump in as well. We'll start with the challenger, Jamal Ben Saddik. We haven't seen you in, 3 years now? You've suffered through some injuries, some personal issues. How does it feel to be back in a Glory Kickboxing ring?
Well, I'm blessed that I sit here today and can fight tomorrow for the world heavyweight belt. So I'm blessed to sit here today.
The last time you fight Rico, it was voted the fight of the year. You almost had him in the first round. What's going to be different this time around?
Well, I learned from the fight. I'm older. I did a lot more than then. It was the first time that I had a 5 rounds fight. This time will be different.
And Rico, how does it feel to be stepping back in the ring for a 3rd time against the Goliath?
Yeah, it's amazing to do another trilogy. I'm just happy that we had an amazing fight scheduled. Too bad, due to injury, the opponent dropped out, but I'm just happy we could replace it with another amazing fight. So we're here.
And when you look back at the 2nd fight with Jamal, as I mentioned, it was a fight of the year. What did you see when you go back and look at that footage?
It was an amazing fight, It's like what the people love to see. It was like a Rocky Balboa movie, so.
Will it be as dramatic this time? Will he get those shots in again?
No, of course not.
All right, we're going to open the questions to our media. If you could please put your hand up. And again, we ask that you state your name and which media company you are with. Go ahead.
I'm Rida from Global Fight Center. I have a question for Jamal. If you win against Rico, would you give him immediately a rematch?
Well, I think he deserves a rematch. No, he's 4 years champions now, so if he wants a rematch, he can get a rematch.
Okay. And a question for Rico. Jamal said he learned from his previous mistakes. Do you think he will fight any different than his last fight against you?
I hope so. Because then it means it's going to be a better fight. So if it's going to be the same, it's going to be the same outcome. So let's see what's going to happen tomorrow.
And the last fight against Jamal keeps frustrating you because of what happened on the stare down and everything. Can you now forget that and shake hands? Or
yeah, why not? Let's see what happens. You know, it's I think for the whole situation you need two people, and like the same in a fight, you need for an amazing fight you need a good opponent. You need two people that want to fight and want to put up a good fight and entertain the people. So let's see what's going to happen. You know, I'm open. I don't hold any grudges to anybody. So
thank you.
Hi, I'm Jamie from Poont. Rico, how's it going to be? Is it going to be a knockout in the first seconds? Is it going to be that you're going to put all the rounds and just tire him out? What do you think?
Well, I hope not. There's going to be I hope it's not going to be a knockout in the first round, because after so long, you know, the people are able to come to the arena again, to the stadium. Let's give them worth their money. So let's hope it's going to be at least a few rounds.
Jamal, what do you think about it?
Sorry?
What do you think about it?
Well, about tomorrow, let's enjoy the moment. I will take it very easy, and when the knockout is there, it will be there. So don't stress about it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Jamal, how close were you to knocking him out in that last fight, do you think? He seems to say he wasn't that hurt. It was just a quick mistake, and he was right back in it.
Well, let's forget the last fight. You know, a fight is a fight, and I had them almost when you think of not of. Let's forget this fight. Tomorrow is a new fight, a new chance for me to become world heavyweight champion. So let's focus on there.
Guillaume Dussault, La Sueur. Jamal, hi. You said Rico will never be your friend. Why not?
Well, I don't know him as a person, so today I'm only here to talk about tomorrow fight, not to be friends tomorrow.
But there's a chance.
Let's talk about it Sunday.
All right. Rico, you fought almost all of the top challengers. Who gave you the hardest fight?
Ooh, that's a good question. I don't know. I think every opponent had his own, brought his own difficulties towards the fight, because every opponent has their own style and their own way of fighting. So I think it's hard to say that one was better, because every opponent had their own strength. Like I said, this opponent was very good at this technique, and we really had to work on that. And the other opponent had this. So yeah, I think everybody had his own spot on number one.
And do you think that you're in the greatest era of heavyweights at Glory?
I think that's not up to me. You know, I think that's up to the people to decide if I'm the greatest at what I'm doing. But I just keep putting the bar as high as possible and keep breaking records. And let's go from there.
All right, thank you.
Ja, ik ben Martin Vriesma van de NOS. Vraag voor Rico. Rico, je staat al heel lang aan de top. En wat mij fascineert is waar jouw drive toch steeds weer vandaan komt om aan die top te blijven. Hoe flik je dat?
Ja, de drive is eigenlijk precies wat je zegt. Het is gewoon om de allerbeste te willen en te blijven. Voor de rest is er geen andere drive. Er is geen andere drive van, oh, ik wil nog dit bereiken, ik wil dat. Nee, het is gewoon, ik wil gewoon de allerbeste zijn. En dat wil ik elke keer weer laten zien. En dat geeft me de motivatie om iedere keer weer uit bed te komen, om de gym weer in te gaan, gemotiveerd en gedreven om weer beter te worden. Elke keer wil ik beter worden als dat ik gisteren was.
Heb je een statistiek in je hoofd, als het gaat om die aantal overwinningen, dat je dus steeds weer die titel verdedigt? Is dat voor jou een thema?
Ja, kijk, zeker voor mij een ideaal beeld, ideaal scenario zou zijn als ik 10 jaar de allerbeste geweest ben. Als ik in ieder geval 10 jaar de allerbeste ben. ja, dat ik dan zeg van, nou, dat is wel echt een streven waar ik naartoe wil gaan.
Laatste vraag. Als we het positief benaderen. Heb jij, ik bedoel wat er allemaal is gebeurd met Jamal, hè, de ziekte, noem maar op. Heb je in die zin respect voor hem dat hij weer op dit niveau is?
100%. 100%. Weet je, deze man is al een winnaar. Snap je? Zonder dat hij, whatever er morgen gebeurt, als je met die ziekte moet leven, moet strijden en uiteindelijk er weer bovenop komt, gelukkig, laten we hopen dat het ook wegblijft en dan op het allerhoogste niveau mee kan blijven sporten. Ja, niets meer dan respect.
Dank je wel.
The first question is for Rico. And so, in the previous press conference, you were sitting next to Alistair. It was all, respectful. And if you look at this fight right now, is it the same kind of level of respect, or is it different with Jamal?
Of course, in the end, I respect every opponent and I respect every person. To have the guts, bless you, the balls, and the mindset to step into the ring, you're just like a different type of animal, So I respect that because I know for a fact like what it takes to step in that ring, how much pressure there's on you, and that's why, like I said, I don't feel any hate because some people have to hate their opponent to fight somebody, but I just respect my opponent. I just want to showcase that I'm the best every time.
And if you compare your current opponent, Jamal, against Overeem, who's the biggest challenge for you, do you think?
Like I said, I think every challenger has their own strength. Overeem and Jamal are two totally different fighters. So, yeah, you can't compare them.
Okay. Question for Jamal. You've been training for 3 rounds. Another opponent. You've been absent from the sport for quite a while. You're shaking no, so probably maybe you have prepared for 5 rounds. But don't you think that Rico has a little bit advantage because he's been preparing for a longer fight?
Well, I was in the preparation for Benny. But I was in preparation for a fight, and a fight is a fight. I don't train for 3 rounds, 2 rounds, 5, 6, 7, 8. I train for a fight. So I'm ready for tomorrow.
Okay, thanks. Rico, do you think you have an advantage because you're trained for a longer fight?
Well, that's a good question because for me, I don't really understand that mindset because I never approached it like that. Every fight that I fought, even if it was a championship fight or before I was champion, every time I wanted to be a better version of me. So I wanted to be as fit as possible. If it was like Jamal said, if it's going to be 3 rounds or 5 rounds or 10 rounds or whatever, every time you want to be a better version of you. So in the end, it shouldn't really matter, right? How many rounds you fight. Like, oh yeah, now you have a 5-round fight, so maybe you prepare. So that would mean that he would have trained harder if he's gonna fight me. If he knew that 10 weeks before, then he's gonna fight Benny. It doesn't make any sense, right? You just prepare as in the best way possible, and then anything changes, circumstance changes, they change. Then you fight another person because you feel ready, and I think that's why he took the fight. He prepared well, so yeah, let's see tomorrow.
All right, Jamal, I'll give you the final word. What's your message to your family, your friends, people in Morocco that will be supporting you tomorrow night? What are they going to see?
Well, I am very happy that I sit here today and can enjoy this moment from tomorrow. It's been a while that I entered the ring. The last time was 2018, so it's 3 years ago. I'm glad that Glory gave me this opportunity to fight Rico again tomorrow for the World Heavyweight Championship. So I am enjoying this moment, and I'm really, really looking forward for tomorrow to show some fine works into the ring. Thank you.
Rico.
Yeah, I'm just happy to be back in the GelreDome. That's how you say it.
GelreDome.
GelreDome. Yeah, that's better. It's better than the first one. I'm happy to be back. It's an amazing stadium. Going to be a lot of people there again. I think that's an important thing, that the people are able to go out during this whole COVID situation we've been through the last, whatever months, 20 months or something. So it's happy we can go out, we can have fun, we can do what we love to do, and I'm just gonna showcase what I do best, you know, and stay the best and just retain my belt.
All right, there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. 5 rounds for the heavyweight championship of the world live tomorrow night from Arnhem at the GelreDome. We'll see you there. You can purchase it live on pay-per-view, GLORYFights.com.
Champion Jamal Ben Saddik. He knocked it down! Jamal Ben Saddik!
I was still a youngster. I made a mistake, got hit, dropped.
The king still reigns supreme!
It's 1-1. I want to fight Rico again.
Boss right now. You know, I'm the king of the jungle, and if he wants it, try and come and get it, baby.
I'm the Goliath man. I know I can do this.